Hello, my name is Wenhui Zhang. I'm glad to present ChameleonDB, which is a key value store designed for Optane persistent memory. So here comes the first question. Why should we have a key value store designed specifically for Optane persistent memory? We already have so many key value store designs after all. We have key value stores designed for DRAM, like Redis and MacHD. Key value stores designed for block devices like LevelDB and RocksDB, and key value stores designed for persistent memory. But Optane persistent memory is very different. It's different from DRAM because it's slower, it's non-volatile, and its access unit is larger than a cache line. It's different from traditional block devices because it's much faster. It is even different from what was assumed about persistent memory because persistent memory is used to assume having the same access unit size as DRAM. All these differences make existing key value store designs not optimal for Optane persistent memory. Optane persistent memory is like DRAM. It is byte-addressable and can be accessed by the CPU directly. But data can only be accessed in the unit of 256 bytes inside Optane Pmem. So randomly accessed data with size smaller than 256 bytes greatly harms its performance. These two figures show the peak throughput we can achieve from Optane Pmem with different access unit size. It is easy to conclude from these two figures that the write and read bandwidth of Optane Pmem cannot be fully utilized with access unit size smaller than 256 bytes. The smaller the access unit size, the lower throughput we can obtain. This property makes Optane Pmem different from what was assumed about persistent memory, that accessing data in cache line size is efficient. Therefore, key value store designs for persistent memory that employing small random writes of persistent memory like level hashing, CCEH, fast and fair are unable to provide high write performance on Optane Pmem. Now we know that Optane Pmem is kind of like traditional block devices as its access unit size is larger than cache line. And we have LSM chip-based key value stores that designed for block devices. So another question will be, are they efficient for Optane Pmem? Okay, they use sequential writes to persist data. They do not rely on small random writes. So they can be good at their write performance, but our analysis indicates that its read performance can be poor. Let's first briefly go through the get operation of LSM tree structure. LSM tree is a multi-level structure. So querying a key usually needs to check multiple tables in different levels. When these tables are stored in a slow block device, the read performance will be really poor. A common practice to expedite the get operation in LSM tree is using Bloom filters. Filters are built for each level and are placed in DRAM for fast access. When querying a key, these filters are used to determine whether the target key is in the level or not. So we can bypass reading tables from those levels do not contain the target key. Therefore, a get operation involves only one read from the storage. This is a great solution and it works well when using traditional block devices as storage. Because when using traditional block devices like SSD as storage, the time to check filters in DRAM for multiple levels is negligible compared to the time to read data from the storage. This figure shows the time breakdown to query a key from a multi-level structure with Bloom filters. As we can see, reading table from SSD contributes to 99% of the read latency, while checking filters is nearly negligible. So the read latency of such a multi-level structure on SSD can be stable and as low as a single-level structure. But when it comes to using Optane Pmem as the storage, whose read latency is only 3 times that of DRAM's, the time to track filters for multiple levels becomes significant. This figure shows the time breakdown of querying keys from a multi-level structure on Optane Pmem with Bloom filters. We can see that the time of tracking filters from DRAM is comparable to that of reading table from Optane. And when the number of levels is increasing, tracking filters contributes a large portion of the read latency. That means a multi-level structure on Optane Pmem with DRAM filters cannot achieve similar read latency as a single-level structure. The multi-level structure itself becomes a major barrier to achieving consistently low read latency, and that makes it not optimal on Optane Pmem. So on one hand, a single level structure index on Optane Pmem can result in small random writes, which turns out to have poor write performance. On the other hand, a multi-level structure turns out to have poor read performance. So why not just move the index to DRAM? Use a log structure on Pmem to record key value items persistently with sequential writes. The index is placed in DRAM, so small random writes to Pmem are avoided. The write performance can be good, and as the index placed in DRAM can be a single level structure, so we like a tree or a hash table, so we can avoid checking multiple levels. The read performance can also be good. However, DRAM footprint for the index can be considerably large. Moreover, recovering such a large index during a restart may take an unacceptable long time, especially when the key value store is deployed on virtual machines or containers whose restart time can be a few seconds. In previous slides, I indicated that existing key value store designs are not optimal for Optane Pmem. They either has poor write performance or has poor read performance, or use too much DRAM and has long restart time. In designing ChameleonDB, a key value store for Optane Pmem, we would like to achieve 4 goals. They are high write performance, low read latency, small DRAM footprint, and short restart time. Next, I'm going to detail the design of ChameleonDB. ChameleonDB uses a storage log in Optane Pmem to store KV items. Items are batched and written to the storage log according to their arrival order. To query items in the storage log quickly, ChameleonDB maintains an index. The index can roughly be regarded as 2 parts. One part is placed in DRAM, while the other part, usually is the larger part, is placed in Pmem. The structure of the storage log is simple, so we are going to focus on the structure of the index. The index is organized as a multi-shard structure. Each shard covers an equal and non-overlap range of hash key space, so each key will be hashed to a unique shard. These shards have the same structure and are operated separately. Each shard is organized as a multi-level structure, similar to LSM tree, except that each table in ChameleonDB is hash table, but not sorted string table. Each shard has its own main table to gather items in DRAM before flushing them to Optane Pmem. We have a structure named auxiliary bypass index in DRAM for each shard. This is a critical structure that makes ChameleonDB achieving its 4 goals. I will detail this structure later in this talk. Let's first focus on the multi-level structure of a shard. Each shard holds only one table in its last level, while holds multiple tables for other levels, and accordingly, we utilize size tier compaction in levels except the last level for a lower write amplification, and utilize level compaction in the last level for less sub-levels. Let's see an example of size tier compaction in ChameleonDB. In this example, a level is regarded as full when it holds 4 tables. And now, level 0 that holds 4 tables is full and needs to be compacted. The 4 tables in level 0 are merged to a single table, which is then being inserted to level 1 as a new table, the table 13. After the compaction, level 0 becomes empty, while the number of tables in level 1 becomes 4, which means that it is full and also need to be further compacted. Therefore, another compaction from level 1 to level 2 will be triggered immediately. The 4 tables in level 1, including table 13 that was just generated, are merged to level 2. We try to avoid generating and reading table 13 in such a situation by using a scheme called direct compaction in ChameleonDB. Let's first recover the scene to this one, that level 0 is not compacting. The direct compaction scheme in ChameleonDB allows a compaction to involve multiple levels. In this situation, level 0 is full, and level 1 will be full when a compaction from level 0 to level 1 is complete. So a direct compaction from level 0 to level 2 will be triggered. All tables in level 0 and level 1 are merged together as a new table in level 2. By this scheme, the overhead to generate and read table 13 is avoided. Actually, this direct compaction will make level 2 becomes full, and a last level compaction will therefore be triggered. So next I'm going to explain the last level compaction of ChameleonDB. Again, I recover the scene to this one that level 0 is full, while both level 1 and level 2 already have 3 tables. And there is no other levels between level 2 and the last level. In such a situation, a direct compaction from level 0 to the last level will be triggered in ChameleonDB. To maintain only one table in the last level, we use level compaction for compactions to the last level. So not only the tables in level 0 to level 2, but also the last level table are involved in this compaction to generate a new last level table. And after last level compaction, all levels except the last level becomes empty. For now, we can see that each shard in ChameleonDB employs a multi-level structure, which I have mentioned in previous slides, that has poor read performance because a get operation will need to check multiple tables one by one. That's why we introduce auxiliary bypass index in ChameleonDB to improve the read performance. The auxiliary bypass index, ABI for short, is an enduring hash table that holds all items in all the levels except the last level. To make this happen, every time ChameleonDB flushes a main table to level 0, it also inserts the items in main table to the ABI. And then, after a last level compaction, ChameleonDB clears the ABI as all levels except the last level are clear. By using the ABI, we can bypass checking the tables in upper levels. We check at most 3 tables during a get operation. They are the main table, the ABI, and then the last level table. The last level table will hold a large portion of the index. Only a small portion of index items will be buffered in the ABI, so the DRAM footprint of ABI will not be large. The ABI can also help improve the last level compaction in ChameleonDB, as the ABI contains all the items in the upper levels. In a last level compaction, we can just merge the ABI with the old last level table to generate a new one. So we can avoid reading the tables in the upper levels from Optane Pmem. In ChameleonDB, only the main table and the ABI of each shard are maintained in DRAM and may need to be recovered during a restart. The main table, which is pretty small, is definitely need to be recovered. But the ABI, which is a larger structure, actually is not necessary to be recovered immediately during a restart, because its items can be found by checking upper level tables, which are persisted in Optane Pmem. Without recovering the ABI immediately during a restart, the ChameleonDB will be operated in a degrading mode, in which get performance can be poor. But we can recover the ABI gradually, so the graduating mode, so the degrading mode will not last long. Here, let me summarize how ChameleonDB achieves its 4 design goals. First, it batches KV items before writing them to the storage log. It batches index in main table before flushing them to Optane Pmem. And it uses multi-level structure to organize its index, so small random writes to Optane Pmem are avoided, and then high write performance can be achieved. Second, it uses auxiliary bypass index to avoid checking its multi-level structure during get operation, so as to achieve consistently low read latency. Third, only a small portion of the index are maintained in DRAM, so the DRAM footprint can be small. Fourth, it only recovers main tables during a restart. Main tables are small structures and can be recovered quickly, so the restart time can be short. Now let's have a look at the experiment results. This figure shows the write performance, read performance, and DRAM footprint of ChameleonDB with 5 counterparts. The write-mode scheme DRAM hash places its whole index in DRAM, while the Pmem hash scheme uses a single level in Pmem structure as index. The other 3 counterparts utilize multi-level structure similar as ChameleonDB. We can see that ChameleonDB has higher write and read performance than its counterpart is DRAM hash, while it has much smaller DRAM footprint than DRAM hash. Besides, ChameleonDB can restart in 1 second, while DRAM hash needs nearly 2 minutes to recover its large index. The results presented in these slides are very brief. We have much more experiment results on the paper. That's the end of my talk. Thanks for your interest.